Right. This is very similar to a subject that I talked about in Friday's episode, one of Friday's episodes. I'm recording 4 back to back. So this is the 4th one I'm recording. I'm going to talk to you about how passion is a constant struggle. It is not a one-time decision. There's this trope in society, especially in the self-help world, in life coaching, in YouTube gurus. I'm a self-proclaimed YouTube guru that can't say it without stuttering. And it is important to understand this because if your expectations are wrong or off, if you have super high expectations about what following your passion means, then it's going to be very difficult for you to sustain it because you're going to be extremely disappointed all the fucking time. So I'm here to dispel that, to burst your bubble and to give you some reality so that you are prepared for it and you're not discouraged when it's harder than you think it is. There's this idea in society that once you decide to follow your passion, everything's roses, right? Everything's coming up aces. Life is amazing, and you just tiptoe out of bed each morning doing whatever you like. And I think a lot of it is because it helps sell the idea of following your passion. I've used that image in a lot of my videos, especially for people who are selling courses. It makes you excited about following your passion. Be like, oh, everything's going to be amazing when you follow your passion. But if we're being realistic about it, then I would tell you exactly this. Following your passion is a constant struggle. Like I said in Friday's video, the difference between following your passion and doing what other people, like the default thing, like career, etc., the society's default, the difference is not in the difficulty. In fact, following your passion is probably harder. The difference is in you are intrinsically motivated by the end goal rather than extrinsically motivated. You're motivated because it's something you want rather than it's something that you'll get validation for. So that's the only difference. But I'm here to talk more about why it's a struggle, how it's a struggle, and what to expect when you follow your passion. Even if you get lucky. So a lot of people are like, oh yeah, when I follow my passion, like I might get lucky. Like I might get a lot of business doing my passion of photography or whatever, right? I might get super busy, get like a ton of clients. Sure. But if you don't have the discipline, if you don't have any discipline, then you're not going to know how to take use of that luck. You're going to get a lot of clients and you're not going to do a great job, or you're not going to keep them because you don't have the discipline. That is a key thing. People are like, oh, I'll get lucky. Well, if you get lucky and you don't know how to manage and keep that luck going and take advantage of that luck and make it work for you, then it doesn't matter whether you get lucky or not. A person who has discipline and who's worked on their craft and who knows how to do business, when they get lucky, they will take that luck and turn it into more prosperity for themselves. That is a key thing to remember because that is a thing that most people get wrong. I haven't heard that said anywhere else. That's not true. I think it was Richard Branson who said something about luck. And that there are some successful people that talk about how luck is something that only successful people can take advantage of. So, and then there's also some people talk about how luck is something you create, which is to an extent true, but the world is like a dice roll. Like to an extent, a lot of the success you get is like a dice roll. But that said, everyone gets the same dice roll. If you take advantage of the dice roll of the way that what life gives you, and you know how to turn any dice to make the best out of anything that life gives you and turn it into more, that's the key that you get. You can't control what life gives you, but you can control how you react, and you can control how much you take what life gives you and turn it into more. And that comes with constant stuff. Like for instance, for me, I only have 141 subscribers. I'm getting more now that I'm networking more. But that took a couple years to create. And I've been doing, this is I think 230 something, 235 or 6 or whatever, video 236 of my 417 day challenge. And I only have 141 subscribers. Like that's not many. Now it is kind of exponential, like the curve will go like that at some point. The more I have to be consistent, but like it's kind of like in this area right now, and then it'll like at some point it'll go from like 500 to like 3,000 or something, because of the consistent effort I put in. It compounds. even like a 1% interest will compound, and if you zoom out, it will look like an exponential curve. So they'll just be like a longer time. But that's just simple math. Yeah, it's a constant grind. I've been grinding for a long time without any payoff. I've been, every single day, I put myself out there when it comes to photography, and I'm making some money with photography, but not enough to live off of, even though a lot of professional photographers say that my photography is amazing. So it's like, even though I'm putting myself out there in a lot of ways on a consistent basis and taking a lot of effort and a lot of work, it's a grind, man. It's a grind. It's not like, oh my God, like I decided to go into photography. Yay, me. Everything's happy. Everything's great. Like I can just sit back and love life. It's like, I love life, but it's also difficult. It's not easy. It's not ever going to be easy. And I think if you have this expectation in your mind, like to an extent it will be easy, because like, when you were 6 months old, you're like, oh, walking is so hard. Like I fall down every single time I try to walk. But now you walk without trying, and you run without trying, most likely, unless you have an injury or something. So it's almost like the task doesn't become easier, but we become more capable of overcoming the task. So, and then there's another concept that I'll probably talk about in another video, because that's a bit much for this video. But the other concept is, life is just about trading the problems that you have for bigger problems. That's all that you're doing. You're trading. You're like, okay, my problem right now is how do I pay rent? But my problem in a year will be how do I maximize the amount of money I put into savings and investments? And then my problem in 2 years will be like, how do I maximize my investments so that they're growing? My problem in 3 years will be like, how do I make even more money from my investments and do less work on my business so that I can do what I want in my free time? And my problem in 5 years will be like, how do I get rid of this feeling of obligation to do any work whatsoever, because I want to enjoy life now that I'm making enough money from my investments? I don't know about 5 years, maybe like 10 years is more reasonable, or like 20 years. But like you're trading, like isn't like, how do I get rid of this feeling of obligation to do work thousands of times better than how do I pay rent? All right, that's a bit of a long call. It was Yelp. It's a funny thing. I was just talking about how it's important to grind and work on your passion. And that was Yelp calling me because I signed up for a Yelp account for my event planning business. Event photography. I don't want to say event planning. Event photography business. And that was part of me grinding, making myself get out there and get some more business. So in the end, understand it's not going to be super easy once you decide to go in your passion. That's the first step. That's when your journey starts. And your journey involves consistent work and trading the problems that you have for better problems, trading those problems for better problems, because it's better to have a problem of how to maximize your money in your free time than how am I going to pay rent and feed myself. Better problem to have. So that's what life is. Wishing you the best. Subscribe if you want. Don't if you don't. And if you want to get any of the advantages from the things that I use in my daily life, I have a bunch of affiliate links in the description below, like my camera, like my microphone, like my microphone stand, shock mount, tripods, lenses, backup drives, everything. The tracker that I use, the sleep tracker that I use, blue blockers. If you want to sign up for Uber, I have affiliate links galore. Use them, enjoy them. Goodbye.